Hey guys, it's Aspen Jones again. So today I'm going to be talking about ships in 5 of my favorite series and why I like the ships. For those of you who don't know what a ship is, or an OTP, it's like one true pairing. It's like two people that you really like and want them to be together, or they're already together in a book. First, I'm going to do Percy Jackson and the Olympians and Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan. Number 1 is Persebeth, which is Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase. I absolutely love that pairing. First of all, Percy Jackson is the son of Poseidon, and Annabeth Chase is the daughter of Athena. And Poseidon and Athena don't really like each other, so it's kind of funny that Percy and Annabeth like each other. But Percy automatically started liking her when he was 12 years old, and then over the course of them growing up and going to be, I think, like 16 or 18 in Heroes of Olympus, like, they didn't actually really get together until the 5th book of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. But, like, Percy's like this goofball, everything, but he gets serious when he needs to be. Annabeth is always serious. And they're just so adorable together, and I love them so, so much. Okay, the next one is Jiper, which is Jason Grace and Piper McLean. I love them together because Jason wakes up on this bus, and he doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't remember anything, and, his friends Leo and Piper are like, oh, like, how do you not remember this and everything? And Piper and Jason were apparently a couple, but Jason doesn't remember any of that. So I think it's really cute how he doesn't remember being a couple with her, but he still ends up falling in love with her when she's still in love with him. And Jason's a really, like, tough guy and everything, and Piper is this girl who hates makeup and dressing up and all that stuff, and she's the daughter of Aphrodite, which is actually really funny. But I think they're such an adorable couple too. My third one is Persico, which is Percy Jackson and Nico D'Angelo. They're both boys, so yes, I do support that. I think they're just so adorable because Percy Jackson is like this, like, outgoing, funny, goofy character, and Nico's like this goth boy who doesn't really like to talk to anybody, but everyone, literally everyone, is so overprotective of him, so it's so cute. But Nico has liked Percy since he was 12, but finally got over him and is dating somebody else now. But I really wish that they got together because I think that would be so cute if they did. My fourth one is Frazel, which is Frank and Hazel. They are really cute because Hazel's 14 and Frank's 16, I think. But Frank is like this, how they describe him, a sumo baby wrestler. Because he's like this, like, huge muscular guy, but he looks so young, and he's just such a big softie. And Hazel's a big softie too, so they just make a perfect pairing, and they're really adorable together. My fifth one is Cleo, which is Leo and Calypso. Leo is what everyone called the seventh wheel in the Prophecy of the Great Seven, because everyone kind of had a relationship except for him, and then he gets blasted off to the island where he meets Calypso, and they end up falling in love with each other, and I think that's just adorable, and I'm really happy he found somebody. And Leo's this, like, really, like, outgoing, goofy guy too, like Percy, and, like, he's very sassy and everything. And I feel like Calypso is that girl who would tell him to knock it off when he needs to knock it off. Then my fifth one is Solangelo, which is both Solus and Nico D'Angelo. They're dating each other now. I think they're adorable. The Blood of Olympus book, of Heroes of Olympus, they start liking each other, and then in the first book of Trials of Apollo, by Rick Riordan, you see that they're officially together, and I think that's great. The next book series, I'm gonna talk about ships, is Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Myers. The first one is Thress, which is Captain Thorne and Cress. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with Captain Thorne, and Cress is my favorite character, so I'm so happy they're together. But Thorne is this captain of a spaceship called the Rampion, and he's a thief, and he just doesn't make good decisions. He's not, he just wasn't a good person overall. And Cress is this shy girl who's been in a satellite her whole life, and she's watched Thorne her entire life, and she just fell in love with him. And then when they finally meet, Thorne goes blind, and Cress has to help him and everything. And they end up falling in love with each other. And I really love that Thorne falls in love with her while he's blind, because it shows that you don't just fall in love with a person's look, you fall in love with just who they are. And Cress makes him a better person. So it just, I like that. The next one is Kinder, which is Kai and Cinder. Cinder is this cyborg, and Kai is the emperor of New Beijing. And I think that's another great one that's it's not just about looks, because Cinder's a cyborg, so she obviously isn't fully human. But they end up meeting because Kai needs his android fixed and goes to her because she's the best mechanic in all of New Beijing. And he cordially invites her to the ball, and she declines because she doesn't want people to know she's a cyborg or anything. And then she ends up having to kidnap him in later books and stuff. And they just slowly end up falling in love with each other, even though in the first book Cinder was like, I'm never gonna like him. So I think that's adorable. My third one is Wolflet, which is Wolf and Scarlet. Scarlet is based off of Little Red Riding Hood. She lives with her grandmother, and she's just this hot-headed, determined girl. She knows what she wants, and she's gonna go after what she wants. And Wolf is a human wolf mutant who works for the bad person, Queen Lavanna, but ends up being good and falling in love with Scarlet, who because Wolf was always just very raw because he's a wolf mutant, but Scarlet is able to tame him, and they end up falling in love, and Wolf just becomes so overprotective of her, and it's so cute, and I just love that so much. And then the last one is Jinter, which is Jason and Winter. Jason and Winter were best friends when they were little, and then Winter is kind of insane, and Jason is really the only person who's able to calm her down and get her in a state of calmness, and they end up falling in love with each other, and Winter's a princess and Jason is her guard. So I think that's a really cool relationship. The next series is Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. My first ship is Kofi, which is Keith and Sophie. Keith is this adorable goofhead, and I love him so much, and Sophie's the main character, and they're all elves, and it's pretty obvious that Keith likes her. I mean, at least it's obvious to me. I think Sophie likes him back. They're not officially together, but I just kind of want them to get together. Other people who love the series, they may support Sophitz, which is Sophie and Fitz, and I think they'd be cute together, but I like Keith and Sophie better. Alright. Fourth book series is Divergent. Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant by Veronica Roth. I love Fortress, which is for interest, obviously. They are perfect. They're kind of the same person in sense of personality. They're both hot-headed. They're both divergent. They're both very determined to get what they want. Both very brave, willing to make sacrifices. There's this one time, spoiler alert, there's this one time where Triss goes down to sacrifice herself, and when she's being taken to her execution, spoiler alert, she doesn't die, she sees 4 in a cell, and then later when she's not dead, she asks him why he came after her, and he said, "If you die, I die too." So it just shows that there's such a close bond between them, and I think that's so cute. And then I support Petrus, which is Peter Interest. A lot of people might hate me for that, but I have my reasons. Peter is this, like, really mean character, and he's, like, really mean and sassy to Tris and everything. And Tris just gets so annoyed at him. But I think I kind of like them just because, like, they're such opposites, but I think they would be so good together just because of, like, their relationship. And then the fifth one is Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Kita, which is not Kita, sorry, Peta, and Katniss is Kita. And I love Katniss. I'm sure everyone out there has read The Hunger Games. So Katniss is this girl who volunteers for her sister to go into a game where they fight to the death. And she ends up meeting this boy Peta, and this boy Peta has loved her since they were kids. And Katniss and Peta have to put on a show that they love each other to survive the games together. But then ultimately, Katniss ends up actually falling in love with Peta. I do not like Gale and Katniss. I am sorry for those of you who do. And then my last one is Heffy, which is Haymitch and Effie. I think because they've known each other for a long time, because they have had to work together for a very long time in the Hunger Games. And they're so sweet to each other, and they know how to calm each other down. So they're not together, but I really think they should be. In Mockingjay Part 2, Haymitch actually kisses Effie, so I love that. But yeah, I think those are all the ships and OTPs that I really love. You guys, you should comment your OTPs and ships that you love, and I'll tell you what I think of them. Also, give me some more book reviews, books that you would like me to review, book requests. Tell me what other things that you'd like me to do. My next video, I will actually be telling you guys about some of the books that I'm writing, requested by someone who commented. So if you guys enjoyed this video, this is Aspen Shoons, and I'll see you again next time.